All right, what's up, champ? Think yeah, you got your audio in? All right, what's up, champ? Okay. Hey, man, it's good to see you. Can you hear? Got your audio in? All right, what's up, champ? Okay. Hey, man, it's good to see you. Can you hear? Got your audio in? All right, what's up, champ? Okay. Hey, man, it's good to see you. Can you hear? Your audio in?
Hello.
Hey, how you doing, champ? It's great to see you.
Man, I was out running, man. I ain't gonna even lie to you. I still got my running clothes on. I just had to transfer in the car.
Okay.
I got all my wet clothes in the back. I'm leaving the beach, man.
Okay. Hey, man, that's great that you're putting in that work. Hey, so yeah, this is a interview we're gonna do here, and just get your story. You got a remarkable story, and I think it's a story of resilience. Refusal to give up, refusal to quit, despite the odds, despite the adversity. And I think a lot of fighters out there, it's like they think they're starting too late. They're too old. Maybe they're not good enough. Maybe they don't have the best trainer right now or the best access to training. But you had no excuses. And I just want you to share your story and what you did and were willing to do and still doing to make it happen. So if you want to take us back to when this dream was born to be a professional fighter, and then the circumstances you were in that made it difficult, but it still didn't stop you.
No, it did not. And to be honest with you, man, I know you say, be honest with you, man, I never dreamed of being a professional boxer. You know what I mean? That's kind of crazy for it. It kind of like just happened. But I tell you how I did get into boxing and what happened from that period of time. Basically, when I was young, I used to do a lot of slap boxing. And me and my brother, we used to hang out all the time. And I told my brother, I said, man, you should be a boxer. And because you got quick hands, you can fight. He said, man, you can fight too. Why you want to box? So at that time, I kind of thought about it, but I wasn't really planning on being a boxer. But when he said that, I was a big fan at the time already of Roy Jones Jr. I used to watch his fights, especially being from Pensacola myself. So I started looking for a boxing gym and things like that. I ended up finding a gym about 5 years after when I first started looking for a gym. You know what I mean? So I started boxing amateur when I was at the age of about 17 years old. Um, and it kind of went from there, man. Like I said, I never really participated or even imagined being a professional boxer.
Okay, so now at 17, you're fighting amateur. Now, were you with Roy Jones' dad then, or no?
No, sir. I was not with Roy Jones when I first started boxing. I was with a guy go by the name of Kenny Davis. I was amateur, and what happened is I started boxing at home, and then I won the fight of the night actually on my first amateur fight. So at that time, then I said maybe I should be a boxer. So I started pursuing my amateur career a lot more personal. So then, say it again.
Yeah, I get you. I'm tracking. Go ahead.
Yeah. I won the fight of the night, man. I got the biggest trophy. So I was like, hey, maybe I can fight. You know, so at that point there, I continued to fight, and train, and I wanted to go to the Olympics. So I went and tried out for the Olympics. I went to Cincinnati, Ohio. I'm not quite sure what year it was, but I did go. And what happened is I registered too late. So I went all the way to Cincinnati, Ohio for nothing. I turned around. I was like, you know what? I'm only getting older at this time. I said, I'm going to go ahead and turn professional. At that time, Derek Smoke Gainer, I don't know if you're familiar with Derek Smoke Gainer.
Yeah, yeah. I'm familiar
Say
with
it
him.
again.
Yeah, I'm familiar with him. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, with Derek Smoke Gannon, he was having a home fight in Pensacola at the fairground. So I ended up getting on his undercard, and that's when I made my debut at Pensacola's, I mean not Simpson, but at Pensacola Fairground, and I turned professional. And at that time there, that would actually try me professional. And then I would continue to try to get more fights. And then I ended up meeting a guy named Courtney Blocker. He was actually training with me. That's who was training with Roy Jones Jr. And he the one was signed with Snapper Boxing Management at the time. So I told Courtney to talk to his manager for me and see if he could get me on and things like that. Well, they were fighting at the same venue that we was fighting at, and his manager said he was gonna watch me and see how I do. Well, after the fight, he straight told me, he said, man, I did not like your performance. He was like, man, that wasn't it. You know what I mean? So I'm like, oh man, seriously? So it was real bad for me that first go round, man. And so he gave me his phone number. I gave him a call, and he was like, I just was not impressed. So I was like, cool. So then, is you still there, or did that freeze up? Okay, cool.
Oh, I got you.
Okay, so I like, cool. So anyways, I ended up, I said, listen, go check out another fight that I fought. The night you was at the fight, I was actually trying real hard, but I asked him to fight. So he went and watched some other fights that I did, called me back a couple months later. He was like, hey, welcome to Snapper Boxing Management. So that's how I ended up getting with Snapper, and he was actually with Roy Jones, and that's how I ended up getting with Roy Jones Jr.
Okay.
So, right, so that's how I ended up winning once I signed with Snapper Boxing Management. I opened up for Roy Jones Jr. on his undercard in Atlantic City. So I fought on Roy Jones' undercard in Atlantic City. After that fight, I come home, and that's when I go to prison. So as soon as I get signed, I go to prison a couple months after I get signed, and that's how all that started up.
So now,
that's how I met Roy Jones.
Now you're 2-0. I'm assuming you're 2-0.
No, actually 6-1 with 3 knockouts.
Okay, 6-1 with 3 knockouts. All right. And,
yes.
and
so
you got sent away. I don't know if you want to get into your business about that. That's up to you as far as what you got sent away for.
Yeah, man. Yeah, that's no big deal, man. I actually don't mind, man. Actually, because a lot of people do ask me, they are curious. And I don't mind letting that go on your show. You know, I don't actually talk about it, but right now I'm just in a good little mood. You know, I just got done running. I'm getting ready to fight, so we can put that out there right now. You know what I mean? But so actually, man, I was on a VOP, violation of probation, being in the wrong place at the wrong time. Before I got signed and things like that, I was in the streets heavily. You know, I did some of everything that you can probably imagine and can't imagine in the streets. So I was placed on probation. I was doing really, really well. You know what I mean? Pursuing my boxing career. Wrong place, wrong time. And it was that simple, man. It violated my probation, gave me a 7-year prison sentence.
Oh, man.
Yeah, man.
Tough.
And,
well, let me ask you this, just because, you know, a lot of my followers, most are, you know, guys starting late, late meaning they didn't start when they were 8, 9, 10, 12, even 17 years old. They feel like they're late. But there are some youngsters too. I want to ask you, just from you being out in the streets and putting in work in the street, you know, and then kind of, I mean, now you're in a different state. Now you're in a different mindset. But what would you say now? What would the kid say now, Inmate the Boxer? What would he say now to a 17-year-old young man with that type of potential? And
so
he's in the streets.
Okay, so you saying if the 17-year-old is in the street, what would I say to them?
Yeah, and he's got the potential like you had, because obviously these guys didn't sign you, didn't put you on these Derek Gainer and Roy Jones undercard if you didn't have potential. They saw something in you, but yet you were still in the streets. So I'm asking you, if there's a young man that's got that type of potential, but yet he's still kind of going back and forth between the streets and the gym, what would you tell him?
Man, I'm gonna tell you, this is exactly what I tell you what I tell myself. honestly, if you really want it, man, this is what you got to do. You got to put everything else to the side and you got to focus on your career. You know, because one thing about them streets, I'm gonna tell you, man, it's no winning when it comes to them streets. It's no winning at all. So I would say pull away from it. You know what I mean? If I'm in traffic, I had to look real quick. But if you want to box, if this is something that you want to do, man, pull away from the streets because it's not what it is. I'm telling you, man, I've been there. It's death and it's prison. You know, everybody don't get a second chance, man, and that's what I'm out here for. That's what I'm for, to prevent people from going through situations like that. See, I don't mind talking to the young people that's 17, 18, or whatever the age is. You know what I mean? Because I've been there and I've done that. Man, listen, and anybody who watching right now or anything like that, man, the streets is not where it is, man. You know, I know if you got to take care of your pay bills, you know what I mean, get money coming in, you selling drugs or whatever the situation may be. I totally understand. I was there when I felt like that's what I had to do. But at the end of the day, you got to look at it like this. How bad do you want it? Sometimes you got to sacrifice and go without right now for better to come later. And that's what I deal with right now. You know what I mean? I had to sacrifice and go without a lot of things. You know, like I might want to go out or I might want some extra money to buy some clothes or to get a nicer car or whatever the situation may be. I want extra money. But I look at it like this. I might as well sacrifice now and go without and make it better for later in the future, or I get it now and get it taken away from me going to prison and then it's gone and I don't have anything. So I would say to anybody watching now, sacrifice now, go without right now, and later in the future it'll be better, man. That's what I would say. Sacrifice now, man.
All right. Hey, you know, I'm a school teacher at an alternative high school. So this message will definitely speak to many of my students. You know, they do what they got to do. And I respect that. I don't judge nobody for what they do. But I say, take that same mindset and put it on something legit where you don't have to look behind your back at criminals trying to get you or the law trying to get you. You could take that same street hustle and put it on something legit. And now you make your own way.
Yeah, man, that's right. That's 100% right.
All right, it looks like we lost our guest. I don't know what happened. Hopefully he pops back in, but it's been good having him on, and I want to get some more from him for you followers. I want to get more messages. He's dropping golden nuggets here, man. I want to get some more for you. Here he comes. Here he comes right in here. He dropped, but he's back. Okay, here we go. He's connecting his audio. All right.
We all. Hello.
Yeah, I got you.
Okay, yeah, I apologize about that.
Yeah.
But is we here?
Yeah.
Okay, and matter of fact, while we talking, for the people that watching, for anybody that want to go follow my story, man, and see exactly what I went through, what we talking about, man, you can go follow me on my Instagram at team_inmate_the boxer. And I'm with Snapper Boxer Management, training with Roy Jones Jr. And like he say, man, listen, it ain't easy, man. I done been in prison, man. I call it 7-year prison sentence. And I wanted to give up when I first caught the time because 7 years of prison is a time to be away from your family, you know, to be out the streets. Like, I never dreamed or imagined doing that much time in prison. And when I told my fiance that I never dreamed of going to prison, she was like, doing the things that you are doing in the streets, what do you think? You know what I mean? Being in the streets. So when she said that, I was like, oh man, seriously, right? You know what I mean? So how can you not think about going to prison when you're doing the things that you're doing? And that was some things I was doing. So I'm like, dang, I didn't dream about it, but in reality, I was doing the things to go to prison. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, but
and
man, I've been there, man.
Think of all the things you got away with. You know what I'm saying? You went
listen,
for 7 years, but you might have done stuff to put you away for 37 years.
Man, I ain't gonna sit here and lie to you, man. I done did some things to put me away for life. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I done did some things, man. And it's a blessing that I'm still here. It's a blessing that I got a second chance and things like that, man. And speaking of that, with the second chances, man, I want to put it out there as well because I get a lot of people talking about the name of the inmate. And if you have any questions about it, you can ask me as well. Of they say that I'm free, I should change my name to the free man and all these type of things like that. Well, me, I'm going to continue to go by the inmate. And I want to put that out here on your show of the fact reason why we're going to. I keep getting phone calls. I keep getting phone calls. That's what's going on. But I'm going to put it out there why I'm sticking with the name of the inmate, man. I'm going with the inmate is because of everybody know my story. And I want people to know, man, that no matter what you go through in life, you can be down to the bottom as I were, and you can still rise to success. You know what I mean? No matter what. And when people hear the name of inmate, they automatically think of bad things, negative things, that you is nobody, and things like that. Where I'm here to change that, to let you know, just because you the inmate does not mean that you cannot accomplish your goals, your dreams, and you still can't be successful. Like I say, follow my story. Look at my story. Look where I'm at. I was down. I was in prison dealing with officers laying on a hard mat, sleeping in the heat, being called boy, and having to do all kinds of things like that. You know what I mean? Dragged through the mud by officers, skirt shirt, having dogs sniff my butt for drugs and things like that behind the prison wall. Man, it's a suck life. You know what I mean? I was down, and they sit and tell you, you will be back. You is nothing. And things like that. Well, I'm here to say, man, that I'm here. I made it, and if I did it under my circumstances, anybody can. So no matter what you guys go through, man, don't give up, and you can definitely do it, man. Don't give up, man.
Hey, I love the message, champ. I love the message. I appreciate your time coming on to speak to the followers today. And I just want to help you grow your fan base. And I know, once you get in the ring, I mean, that's where the magic happens.
Yes, sir.
I always say, knockouts win fans, but defense win championships.
Absolutely. I like that term. Absolutely, man. You know what I mean? Well, it's a pleasure having you I mean, it's a pleasure that you have me on, man, to speak with your people and your kids and your followers and things like that. And anytime that I can do anything to help, definitely reach out because I'm more than happy to, let people know what I went through, speak to the youth, the younger people, and try to prevent them from going through what I went through. Try to prevent them from being locked down in prison and things like that. So if there's anything that I could do, any message that you need from the inmate or anything like that, man, feel free to reach out to me, man. It's no problem. And anybody that's watching right now, man, if y'all want to inbox me, ask me any type of questions, inbox me, man. I'm more than happy to help y'all through anything that y'all going through, man. I'm here for you guys. I'm here, man. Just like everybody else helped me get through. We can't do it alone. So just know, man, we all in this together, one way or another.
Hey, I love it. I'm going to take you up on that, champ, because I'm going to set something up with the school. We're on spring break right now. When we get back, I got some young 17, 18-year-old. A lot of these kids out in the street, too. I've lost students. I've had students kill other students a block away from school. So, there's a different way, and you're going a different way now. And I would love to just have you share that message with them young people.
Man, I'm more than happy to do that, man. You can inbox me, man. I see my number, things like that. That way you can direct contact me, and I'll be more than happy to do that, man. Let's do it. And like I said, man, let's use my story to motivate people to not go through what I went through, and also to motivate people to continue going, to let them know that it's never too late to accomplish your goals and dreams. I don't care how old you are. Because a lot of people do ask me, is it too late to start boxing? Nah, it ain't too late. It just depends on how much work you want to put into it. You know what I mean? If you're going to put that work in, you're going to grind and you're going to work. And instead of going to watch TV, you're going to get out there, you're going to go grind. Instead of going to the club or going to the party, you're going to go grind. You can do it. You hear what I'm saying? It's never too late. It's never too late. Just know that. Y'all can do it, man. I'm going to tell you something. Me going to prison, I thought by me being gone for this prison, I said, man, it might be too late for me. You know what I mean? But hey, guess what? I'm here. and I'm gonna be fighting in Virginia, you know, on the 9th of what? Of April. That's less than 30 days. I'm gonna be fighting after serving a 7-year prison sentence, man. You know, so tell me God ain't good. Tell me anything is not possible, man. If I can do it, you guys can do it. You know?
Hey, I love it, champ. I love it, man. Thank you for being a guest today. We definitely bringing you back sometime and want to follow your career all the way to the top, baby.
All right, man. Thanks for having me. SBM, Snap Box Management in the house, man. Shout out to everybody, man. I want y'all to know, man, I appreciate y'all support. Appreciate y'all for watching. Appreciate y'all love. Y'all help me get through this thing. I appreciate you for having me on here, man, as well, man, and helping me get my message out. You know what I mean? So I want you to know I thank you as well, man. It's a pleasure to be on your show. And man, you have a good day. And it's Never Box Management in the house, man. And y'all stay tuned and follow me at team_inmate_ the boxer. As y'all say, man, listen, I'm doing the interview. Just got done working out, man. I'm out.
Hey, peace.
Peace.
All right. Well, that was a wonderful guest to have today. And you guys got the message from him. Anything's possible if you believe, if you're willing to put in the hard work and dedication. And it doesn't matter what age you are or what circumstances you're currently in, because he's proof that it is possible. So stay tuned. We're going to be bringing in more guests in the future, in the near future. So let's get it, champ. And I'm going to put